Hi, I'm Jason from Techlist. Techlist is the first and largest startup database in Asia. For today, we will be focusing on Southeast Asia, and I'm happy to share with you some key numbers and funding trends in the region. In the last quarter, Q1 of 2015, 93 startups received funding with a total amount of $650 million. Out of which, Matahari Mall by Lippo Group, they took home $500 million, a lion's share. So we did some numbers, we tweaked the math a bit. Taking out Matahari Mall, the average funding size in Southeast Asia, we found, was $1.6 million, with an average valuation of $6 million. So out of these top 10 deals in the last quarter in Southeast Asia, 5 were from e-commerce and 6 were Singapore-based companies. Interestingly, the top 10 deals that we see here make up more than 90% of the total amount of funding in this region. And the investors that invested in these 10 startups, there were no repeat on this list. This goes to show the diversity of investors in this region. Singapore has often been touted to be the tech hub of Southeast Asia. But the growth is very stagnant, as you can see. Countries like Indonesia and Malaysia have been growing very quickly. For Indonesia, 70% growth from 14 to 24 deals. For Malaysia, 160% growth from 5 to 13 deals in one quarter. Of course, with the strong support from Magic. There has been an abundance of seed stage deals in Southeast Asia, as we all know. And we know that there is a Series A crunch, or rather, there was a Series A crunch. But Techlist data thinks otherwise. As you can see, the number of Series A deals has grown from 12 to 27 deals in the last quarter. The Series A crunch problem is now solved. So we see many startups in Southeast Asia are supported by growth stage VCs. Growth stage VCs such as Sequoia, NSI Ventures, and SoftBank. Marketplaces and e-commerce verticals still dominate the region. Both add up to 50% of total number of deals in Southeast Asia in the last quarter. Contrary to your belief, e-commerce is not saturated at all. We can see 100% growth from 11 to 22 deals in the past quarter. This shows that e-commerce still has a large window of opportunity for investors who are interested in this region. Let's dig a bit deeper into e-commerce. On Techlist, there are more than 300 startups in e-commerce that we are tracking in the Southeast Asian region. And these startups mainly come from a few countries: Indonesia, Singapore, Vietnam, and Thailand. So you are in luck today, because what I'm going to do now, we actually found 3 promising startups on Techlist that I would love to share with you today. First, HipVan from Singapore. So HipVan is an online store that sells home furnishings. Second, we have Shoppiers from Indonesia. So Shoppiers is an aggregator of online fashion stores. And third, we have Pomelo from Thailand. So they are a fast fashion online e-commerce store. So these startups, amazing startups, promising startups are here because they have capable founders, they have shown and proven traction and growth on Techlist, and they are in very big markets, huge markets, a lot of potential. That's why we list them here. So far, we have been talking about funding trends, we have been talking about promising startups, But what we have mentioned here is only a tiny bit of what we have on Techlist. So on our database, we track more than 5,000 startups across 43 verticals around Asia. And this is just the beginning. This number will only grow. So with that, if you would like to know more about potential startup, promising startups, feel free to drop me an email, and I would love to share the list with you. Thank you so much.